Here with Cobber head coach Terry Horan after another big homecoming win on Saturday. Best thing was the weather. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was beautiful. You know, at the beginning of the week they were talking rain and cold, and we were all just shaking our head, man. Homecoming and having that great crowd, but I'll tell you what, it was one of the nicest days that we've had. It was a picture perfect day. No wind, and sun was out, and a lot of people.
Let's talk about, you started off, you had a punt on your first possession, but then you go 7 straight possessions and you score every single time. Did you make any adjustments after that first possession as what they were doing defensively, or did you just kind of stay the course?
No, we just stayed the course. You know, I think we had a penalty in that first series. I mean, we had a nice, I think a nice toss play, or maybe it was a pass play, and Matt Peterson, I remember getting it. He was on the Hamline side, ended up getting the first down, but they called us back for holding or something, and then we didn't complete the first down. So after that, it was just, you know, we knew what Hamline was going to be doing, and it was just us going out and doing what we were capable of doing, and we were able to do that those next seven series.
Now, when you're scoring like that, after you're being successful offensively, do you have a set of plays that you stick with, you know, a set rotation that you know you're getting, you know, consistent, you know, yardage on every play, or do you try to mix it up as far as doing different things?
Well, I think, you know, in the week's prep, you know, you go through a bunch of different scenarios and formations and plays, and I mean, there's times that, you know, when things are going well and you've got a comfortable lead, you know, then we'll probably maybe start diving into some things that maybe we haven't worked a ton on, but this is a great time to work on it, plus get it on film. So, you know, we'll do that, and we were able to do that a little bit on Saturday too. But, you know, a lot of times then when you start getting some distance between you and your opponent, you're getting your backups in, and doing something that they're comfortable with too is very important. So, and we were able to do that on Saturday, and very happy with being able to do that.
One of the things people might not, they look at the box score and they see it's 63-14, and the big thing that the special teams played, especially a return game, people might not say, you know, wow, they had a couple of big returns, that wouldn't have been any difference. But Seth Lage has 3 big punt returns that changed the field possession game from maybe being deep in your own end to now you're starting them with the ball in Hamline's end. Talk a little bit about the special teams, just about Seth, but also the whole punt return.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, our special teams, we've been extremely proud of these guys all year. You know, if you remember back early in the year, we struggled with punt return, and more or less it was just the confidence in catching a ball, and when should I catch it, when should I fair catch it, and that goes into any athlete that's been back there. We call it the island because you're on this island. But Seth Lage and Zach Southwick are 2 kids that we've put back there, Kenyon O'Brien as well, and those guys have really got a knack for it. But Seth Lage in particular, because it was kind of his day, he's got a knack for catching the ball. He's got a knack for if it bounces once and he's looking around, looking for defenders. If he feels he can get it, he's going to get it, and it's a feel for him right now, and we're just letting him go. He's done quite well for us. But you're right, we had great field position off of 3 punts, and then his kickoff return. I mean, he was the receiver of a touchdown that was well blocked by everybody on that team, and so yeah, it's been great to see, and we need it to continue.
Let's go forward. You're playing Augsburg this week, one of the surprise teams. They've done very well. They're tied with you as far as only 1 loss in the conference. The big thing with Augsburg is obviously offensively and their quarterback Scott. And with the quarterback, tell me about a little what he has done for that team, and that especially that offense.
He's an incredible athlete. I mean, you look at, I think it's the last 5 weeks. 4 out of the last 5 weeks, Augsburg's had the offensive player of the week. It's been Scott for 3 weeks, and then Washington this last week in his great performance against St. Olaf. Both those 2 guys are incredible athletes, but Scott, he's a dual threat. I mean, he can run, he can throw. You know, you gotta when you're defending him, you've got to count him, because he's a quarterback that can beat you with his legs, and he's a physical runner. He's got great quicks, and he's got good speed, so he certainly brings a huge challenge to our defense.
Any difference in the scenario now you're starting to play in the time of the year where weather will determine a lot of the factor? Do you practice any different? I know the last couple of days it's been rain. Will you practice any differently as far as preparing for those situations?
You know, yesterday we were out in the wind and the rain and the cold, and you know, we've got the field to get us out there to make those practice situations happen. A couple of years ago when we had grass, we probably would have been inside just because we would have never gotten anything done. But you know, having a field turf field, you can get stuff done. But you know, as far as what we practice, you know, yesterday we kept our practice schedule exactly the same. We needed to hit some things. It was a Wednesday practice. Normally, if it's, you know, 2 weeks to go, a week to go, we might cut back on a certain periods. But you know, we didn't do anything really differently. We want to make sure that we can run and throw in those type of conditions.
What are you expecting on Saturday? Is it going to be a high-scoring game, do you think, or is it going to be a game determined by the defense?
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what. Good question. I know this, that we need to stay on the field offensively. You know, they've got a lot of weapons offensively, and their defense. You know, they have 5 returning starters back, and a lot of key seniors in some key spots. So this is a very good football team, and Coach Hagee does a great job. But it should be a dandy, and they always play tough at home, and we know that. And it's going to be a great trip. I mean, you got 4 weeks left in the season. Both teams are right there in the hunt. So this is why you play.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.